Hello.
Right, horses next, as you can see we just come in. The lady in we know where that was Northern Ireland, One Blue Club, and then the Bedford, RL. Houses rebuilt were wartime vehicles. They were either converted back to UK use by just adding a non-driving axle instead of being all-wheel drive to two-wheel drive. And then the Rio, now American. This was a general haulage tractor, and of course he's carrying a stealth missile or whatever it might be on the back here, wobbling about, looking unsafe. And then we've got the little wagon. That is, see there. And then another little sheep, the Land Rover, over the top, yeah, at the front. So, there you go. The Colonel's having another two around before they park up, and then the big gangs here now. The Scamel tank transporter. This is a recovery one. At the time, but they were old tank transporters and all. I used the one that the tank transported. Have a winch on it. We have everything on it. Very nicely put. And then the what we call the Land Rover type vehicle there.
From years of harbouring in the shade, they came from yard or field or wood, and in their twilight silent stood, with rusting motion and boiler cold. It was for scrap that they were sold. Then in the summer's sweltering scorch, their end it was the burner's torch. But some from this grim fate were taken, the slumbering giants gently awakened. With lavish care last, they made them strong, to give of their best. In aging years they do not rest. They still drive on, with fiery soul and beating heart that scorns control, with burnished limbs of shimmering steel and throb and pulse of circling toil. Then came the showman, with engines so grand, each thought his the best in the land. Yet, with brass and electric light, there came the strength to move their sight. In Cheshire, the land of salt, Fodens were built with never a fault. But with pride, the county of Salop made their sentinels go with a gallop. Further north, in the city of Leeds, Fowlers and McLarens sufficed the needs. From the Garden of England, a prancing horse, Avon and Porter ran before.
I put it down to the sun really. So, anyway, don't forget about the workers walking across the frontier now. I think it's easy to forget. We do a lot of marshalling all day. We've got miniature steam engines, Ford tractors, post-war cars, yeah. So I don't know about the outside event. I've been told, you know, have a word before you do anything because it's quite warm out there. And I don't envy those on the tug of war. There you go. Been told that. Right. Now coming round on the circuit now. Coming round first round. The Granview is 8 to 9 Union Street, Edinburgh. I've only known about it in Scotland, but many hotels in the middle of nowhere, especially the Lake District, Northumberland, and especially in Scotland, they always own their own little minibus, which, you know, bus today. But the Ford T, Model T there, EP 1673 registration. It's a Welsh-pool Montgomeryshire one, so it's used as a local bus service between many of the Welsh localities and Shrewsbury. The Bedford OB, that is, oh, what are you doing on the bus? Yeah, you know, it's only an 11 country job. So, do you want me to come in there and fetch you off the bus or what? You having a bit of trouble with him? But I can soon sort it out for you anyway. I've probably known him just over 70 years actually, because he's from Bayston-Hill. And us Bayston-Hill boys got into some bad ways. Do you want me to carry on or are you going there? Bye! Bye! Oh, well, he does ask for it actually. Yeah. ST42 chassis, body, etc. Registration number FAW334. And then behind that we have HUJ203, an early Bedford OB, belonging to London Transport. In other words, the green buses were, guess what? What were the green buses for?
Countryside.
They were country services. Well done, there we go.
Checking, hang on. What's Mr. Gradwell waving off the back?
Oh, I know. He should be upstairs.
Oh, look what he says, not dead yet.
Not dead yet. No. Yes, he's entertained us for a good few years with that bus. So there you go. Thank you very much indeed. Frank Gradwell from Hyde in Cheshire, by Manchester really. And his 1956 Leyland RV 988, which is a double-decker made into an open top.
Little Bedford CA there, David. That's slightly more unusual to see as a...
Yeah. Mr. Edwards from Lannon used to own that. So there we go. And we've got another one here. Now, I must admit, I haven't got the piece of paper available, but all the details of this. International travel, there you go, Fuse Tours. Was once owned by Cordale and Ludlow. It has a very, very big history. It was found in the Shetland Islands at Shropshire.